This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Next on the 5 o'clock report.
Will completely change the calculus all across the Middle East.
The highest risk job right now is to be the new Ayatollah.
This is insane.
I had to change my flight.
It's just so shocking to hear that anybody lost their life in this area.
So he's there for a major procedure and there's no adult with him at all?
No adult with him at all.
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Family Life News anchor Sarah Harnish. Homegrown terror. 2 teenagers from Pennsylvania are facing 5 federal charges after allegedly flinging explosives outside the door of New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani's mansion.
2 men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Qayyumi, traveled from Pennsylvania to commit an act of terrorism.
Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch says testing on the bombs they brought contained a highly volatile chemical used in multiple terror attacks inspired by ISIS over the last decade. Those bombs did not detonate.
This was not random violence. This was a planned attack motivated by extremist ideology and inspired by a violent foreign terrorist organization.
Balat allegedly told police he was aiming to accomplish something akin to the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013, where pressure cooker bombs exploded near the finish line, killing 3 and wounding hundreds. Police say the pair were radicalized by ISIS while living in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Gas prices are up 50 cents from a week ago as the war in Iran enters day 10. Analyst Paul Goodman.
The question everyone is asking themselves is, what is the duration of this conflict?
Oil prices are on track today to make their biggest jump ever in a single day.
The longer it goes on, the more nervous the oil markets are going to be.
Chuck Holton is a war correspondent in Albania on the border with Iran. He was asked if the cost to America is worth it.
We have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to turn a country that was an enemy of the free world to a country that's an actual ally of the free world, and will completely change the calculus all across the Middle East and make most of the Middle East turn toward the West. Long term, what that will do for oil prices, it will completely outstrip any cost that we have to pay right now.
While we were pumping gas, Iran picked a new Ayatollah to replace the last 2 that have been assassinated. Holton says he won't last long.
Well, he shouldn't be buying any green bananas. That's for sure.
Israel, America, and the Iranian people are planted inside as spies. Israeli military spokesman Effie Defrin says it's not a good day to be the ruler of Iran.
The highest risk job right now is to be the new Ayatollah. That's a high risk job.
They're going to be targeted.
Don't take those jobs. We're watching you.
You can add the nation of Turkey to the list of travel restrictions. The U.S. State Department is now strongly encouraging Americans to leave now due to safety risks. The area is home to the İnce Air Base, which is controlled by the Turkish government, but hosts American troops. For a second day, travelers are reporting hours-long security lines due to the partial government shutdown. Many screening stations are closed because TSA agents aren't getting paid by the federal government. People aren't happy.
We're going to miss our flight, I'm sure.
This is insane.
I had to change my flight.
You need to figure it out. Please figure it out. I'm just trying to get home.
Hims & Hers Health has just agreed to stop selling one of its top weight loss drugs, a version of Novo Nordisk's Wegovy and other weight loss drugs. The lawsuit was filed against the telehealth company for copyright infringement. A looming silver tsunami of retiring baby boomer business owners could dramatically reshape America's small business landscape. Family Life's Bob Price has more.
Yes, Sarah, nearly half of all U.S. small business owners are 55 or older, and just 54% have a succession plan in place. According to Forbes, that could leave many companies vulnerable over the next decade. Small businesses employ more than 62 million Americans and account for 43% of the total U.S. GDP. That's the gross domestic product in this country. Bob Price, Family Life News.
And they're off mushing in Alaska.
All right, let's wish Jesse Holmes good luck on the Iditarod race. Come on, everybody.
The 54th annual Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race is officially underway. Thousands gathered in downtown Anchorage Saturday for the traditional ceremonial start. 37 teams are vying to be the first to complete the race of 1,000 miles from Anchorage to Nome, which commemorates a 1925 dog sled run to deliver life-saving diphtheria serum to Nome. One of the modern improvements is a series of race checkpoints where veterinarians check on the health of the sled dogs. Still to come in the 5 o'clock report, we want our money back. Tariff talk with the governor of New York, a standoff in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania today, and pothole pay. Is it worth it to claim damage caused by potholes to your car? Those stories after weather.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. For tonight, clear to partly cloudy, clouding up late in areas close to Lake Erie, low temps 40s. For tomorrow, fairly cloudy near Lake Erie with a few showers. Elsewhere, some sunshine and clouds gather, late day shower possible. High temp 60s near Salvande. Wednesday, cloudy, breezy, showers and rumbles. High temperatures Wednesday in the 60s to near 70. Much chillier then. Maybe some flurries by Thursday.
Thank you, Kevin. Checking the stories where you live in New York and Pennsylvania. New York Governor Kathy Hochul held a press conference today, huddling with business leaders across the state who have been hurt by the Trump tariffs. She made them a promise.
I want New Yorkers to be reimbursed every single penny that they had to overpay because of this illegal scheme perpetrated by the Trump administration.
The governor saying after the U.S. Supreme Court ruling against the Trump administration, she will fight until businesses across the state get their losses back.
This cannot be the end of the story. I want people reimbursed, and I've called on the federal government to reimburse them directly to the people who paid the price. And I want that money back in New Yorkers' pockets.
There was a deadly standoff in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania this morning where police say a man fired shots at troopers before being fatally shot. It began with a report of a domestic disturbance at a home in New Philadelphia. Armored Pennsylvania State Police vehicles responded to the scene, along with multiple police officers who were seen pointing guns toward the home during the ordeal. Flags are flying at half-staff across the Keystone State today in honor of a Pennsylvania state trooper who was fatally shot during a routine traffic stop on Sunday. Timothy O'Connor leaves behind a wife and young daughter. Governor Shapiro calls the officer a hero.
He died protecting others, and that is a noble calling.
The gunman turned his weapon on himself after being pulled over for driving erratically. Police living in Chester County say it's unreal that a traffic stop where they live would result in the end of a trooper's life.
I couldn't believe it. It's just so shocking to hear that anybody lost their life in this area. It's just so senseless, so absolutely senseless to me. You're going to take your life, so why did you have to take somebody else's?
Ticket seller Live Nation has reached a settlement in an antitrust case with the Department of Justice. It will avoid a Ticketmaster breakup. Family Life's Mark Webster has more.
Yeah, Live Nation, parent of Ticketmaster, reached a $200 million settlement with the DOJ over how its stranglehold on the event ticket business hurt competition and consumers. But New York Attorney General Letitia James says she's not done litigating the case, alleging the settlement failed to address the monopoly at the center of it. She and 24 other state AGs say they'll continue pressing their lawsuit, aiming to restore fair competition. Live Nation says it hasn't engaged in unfair competition. Mark Webster, Family Life News.
An astronaut came to eastern Pennsylvania over the weekend to mark the 25th anniversary of NASA's STS-102 mission, the one where they took a team to the International Space Station. Paul Richards was on that flight. He's also from Dunmore, Pennsylvania.
I was so blessed to have done this. I always feel it's an obligation to share it, but it's extra special to come to the hometown and share it with friends and family.
The event was held at the Everhart Museum in Scranton. As winter gives way to spring, potholes continue to pop up on area roads. These asphalt issues can cause serious damage to your automobile, but should you file a claim with your insurance should you run into one of these roadside craters?
The average damage to a vehicle is somewhere between $400 and $600. The average deductible that someone has for collision is usually between $500 to $1,000. So a lot of times it's either below the deductible or right at the limit, where it almost makes it not even worthwhile to file that insurance claim.
Dave Kirst is an insurance expert with AAA. Mid to late March is typically when pothole season is at its worst. Next at 5, issues in education with Dr. Ralph Kerr. And the question of the day, are electric school buses worth the cost? Let's listen in.
We want to begin with an issue we've discussed a lot on this program, and that is the electric school bus controversy. New York schools are pushing back against the EV mandate. That mandate kicks in less than a decade, but next year is when schools have to begin phasing in these electric buses. What's going on out there when it comes to these EV mandates?
Well, as you said, the governor is mandating by 2027 that all school bus purchases must be electric buses. And then by 2035, the whole fleet has to be all electric. And a couple of districts, Naples is one and Lakeshore is another over on Lake Erie, got federal grants in order to get into this. And both Naples and Lakeshore are reporting that when the kids get on the bus, it's cold in the morning because the electric is being used to run the engine rather than to heat the inside of the bus. Some of the buses just won't handle the longer bus routes, and they also are finding that the operating costs on a daily basis are 3 to 5 times more than the diesel buses. So all the way around, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and that's what everyone's saying. Of course, these electric bus purchases require voter approval, but so far, voters are overwhelmingly saying, not in my backyard. So how is the state going to enforce a rule that's being rejected at the local level?
Yes, that's absolutely true. The problem is that the state has not given any guidance whatsoever other than to say you can apply for a 2-year waiver. I believe that there's got to be modification of the implementation of this. And my druthers would be that they just reject it altogether. It's a dilemma in search of a solution, that's for sure.
That's a great way of putting it, Ralph.
That's Dr. Ralph Kerr with the Teaching and Learning Institute. You can subscribe, listen to, and share Issues in Education and all of Family Life's original podcasts at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or at familylife.org.
Can God's gifts ever become spiritual liabilities? Hi, I'm Rob West with the Faith and Finance Minute. King Solomon began his reign by asking God for wisdom, and God added wealth and honor as a gift. But Scripture later shows a slow drift. In Deuteronomy 17, God warned Israel's kings not to accumulate excessive wealth, military power, or wives, lest their hearts turn away. Solomon did all three. He multiplied silver and gold, relied on horses for strength, and formed political marriages that eventually led him toward idolatry. Living as a faithful steward requires more than success or intelligence. It demands ongoing humility, obedience, and a willingness to let God's word, not wealth, shape the direction of our lives. We can help you learn to manage your money according to biblical principles when you download the free FaithFi app. You'll find it on our website at faithfi.com.
Coming up on the 5 o'clock report, the 10-year-old dropped off for heart surgery without a soul in sight. We'll tell you what happened after one last look at weather.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. An area of high pressure centered over the middle Atlantic states brought a beautiful day today. Bring us a pleasant night tonight. Meanwhile, a cold front in the upper Midwest bears watching. It'll bring mid-week rain and late-week chill. For tonight, clear to partly cloudy, clouding up late in areas close to Lake Erie, low temps 40s. Tomorrow, fairly cloudy near Lake Erie with a few showers. Elsewhere, some sunshine and clouds gather, a late-day shower possible. High temp 60s near Salvande. Wednesday, cloudy, breezy, showers and rumbles. High temperatures Wednesday in the 60s to near 70. Much chillier then. Maybe some flurries by Thursday.
All right, Kevin, finally at 5, the 10-year-old boy who was left in the waiting room for a 7-hour heart surgery alone has now been adopted in Omaha, Nebraska. Anesthesiologist Amy Beathy says she met him in pre-op.
He was just sitting there all alone.
But wait, so he's there for a major procedure and there's no adult with him at all?
No adult with him at all.
Through the procedure, Dr. Dr. Beathy told CBS News she just kept staring at the small face who had no mom and no dad. She knew even though she already had 6 kids, she had to take in a 7th.
After I dropped True off in recovery, I called my husband and I just said, we need to have a talk. When you get home, I need you to have an open mind.
Her husband Ryan says he was hesitant at first,
but it didn't take long to hear what was needed, and it just felt right.
A year and a half later, he was adopted, and so were all 5 of his siblings by Beathy's family members. The doctor who believed that saving lives wasn't just her day job. And that's the world that we live in for Monday, the 9th of March. I'm Sarah Harnish, and this is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.